You was instructed what?
There will be no, cause she's not, her planning or something, they're not gonna be able to have a meeting today.
I'm not supposed to be meeting.
Or sit in her class.
I came to visit today,
To
the
visit
class.
the class?
Yes.
Well, policy from Huntsville City Schools that parents are not allowed to sit in the classrooms. I'm being so serious. So,
Are you?
yes.
Okay. Do y'all know what the Every Child Succeed Act is? Do you know what IDEA is? And she is a Title I school.
Right.
This is a Title I school, so I have the right to sit into my child's class. She's on an IEP. The teacher was notified before the fall break, and I sent her an email this morning.
Okay, well, I can listen to
Yeah, you can. Let me speak to her.
Okay.
Providing opportunities to volunteer and participating in the class. Parents are welcome to directly contact their child's teacher to request a classroom observation or volunteer their time in class activities. So that is exactly where we are. You've requested it. The procedure is that when we do those, that the principals go with the parents. Because I have to make sure.
Since when?
Well, it used to be that parents were not allowed to observe in the classrooms at all. But the procedure is that we
I've
do it
observed in
together.
classrooms before. I've done it in first grade. I've done it in second grade. Third grade was, third grade. Didn't do it in second grade. That was virtual. Yes, so kindergarten, first grade. I done it last year with Miss Leslie. I was in her classroom several times last year. So hot off the press, meaning y'all wrote this up today?
No, ma'am.
What's the date on that?
The date on it is the 2022-2023. It's effective as of October. I'm sending them home because we're newly a Title I school. So I would like for us, because there's some conflict right now. I would like for you and Miss Beerley and I to be able to sit down and have a relationship with one another so that when we go in there, that it is a positive experience. That's all I'm asking. Right now, it's not positive.
I don't know who it's not positive on. I haven't had any conflict with Miss Burley.
And again, I said, I'm in meetings all day today. I've stepped out of this one. I'm free from at 11:20 and
I think they go to lunch at 11:20, so that's not a class observation.
And then I can go in again. I'm done at 1:15, so I can do 1:20.
I have meetings today.
So then Friday we can decide on a time to go to the classroom.
I mean, you do know I'm gonna get a lawyer after this, right?
Okay.
You have to know that that's a violation. So in the time that I got here, y'all didn't came up because you are a Title I school, but she's also on an IEP.
No, I have parent rights. This was sent to Title I in August for it to be approved. So it's not something that I came up with today. I'm explaining it to you and sharing it with you today, and letting you know you asked me what the procedure was. That's the procedure.
Right.
Yes, you can do a classroom observation.
When did it get? What day did that get approved? You sent it for approval on what day?
On August 8th.
Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have it.
And it was approved on what day?
We don't send them home until October because we were not officially Title I until October. So there's a procedure. I have to share it with the teachers. I send it out. We make sure everybody's aware of it.
Okay, so what I asked was, what is the approval date? What was the date that this was approved?
I just told you.
I thought you said the month.
August.
Oh, I thought you said you sent it for approval in August.
In August. This is good. Yes.
So August was when it was approved, but it hasn't been implemented.
We were not Title I until October.
On October, Title I on October. What day on October?
On October 1. So this all I have to go through the procedures of making sure that everybody knows what is on here. So I share it with the teachers and then I send it home to parents. It's coming home to parents this week.
You sent for approval.
Okay.
In August.
I have got to go to this other meeting. We can schedule a meeting on Friday to visit the classroom.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we need to do today?
Yes, I would like to go to lunch with my child today.
We don't do lunch with the children in the cafeteria.
Oh, we don't do lunch with the children? Am I still recording? Okay, yeah, I'm still recording. Okay. And then
Let me just make sure this paper. Okay.
implementing that one. So can you pause? So can you tell me who requested you to be here in this meeting today?
No one.
No one requested you?
No.
You come to all parent meetings?
No, I didn't know that was gonna be a parent meeting.
So you're here. Why are you?
I'm the security operation coordinator.
Right, security
I'm
operations.
overall security.
I know you're overall security.
So the security
why?
personnel is not here.
So okay, so why are you in? So why are
because
you
I came
in my?
up here to just check on the school.
Oh, okay, so why are you in my meeting though? Because I didn't give you permission to be in my meeting. So can you leave my meeting?
Well, I think your meeting about done.
Huh? Oh, I'm not finished. I haven't finished reading this yet, so I'm
That's
not
on
finished.
her. If she wants
Okay,
me
so
to stay, I'll stay.
she requested you to be here.
No, I came back here and checked, and they told me you can come back here. So at that point in time, I figured.
Okay, well, I'm requesting that you leave my meeting because I didn't ask for privacy reasons. I didn't ask you to be in my meeting.
Okay, well,
So I'm requesting you to. I'm requesting you to leave. Okay, cool.
Okay,
Good stuff. Awesome.
that's fine.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Lunch is fine. I do have to say though, I need to, whatever we need to iron out as the adults, I just want to make sure that that does not in any way spill over into lunch. We're just going to have lunch. I understand where you're coming from. I truly do.
Oh wait, pause before you finish that statement. What's his purpose here? Did you request him to be here?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And you said you were not requested to be here, right? Yes, he said he wasn't requested to be here. You saying he or is requested to be here? I'm requesting that he leaves. Because this is my private conversation. I was not informed that there would be a resource officer in our meeting. And if that's the case, I could have requested that a lawyer attend with me,
Then we'll stop the
or
meeting.
protection
You are
could be
more than welcome
here.
to go to lunch with Mariah today. We'll stop the meeting. We'll meet again on
Okay.
Friday, and we'll
And and so I put in a request, right? And thank y'all for printing out essay. I'm glad y'all understand that, right? So under here, it says parents are welcome to directly contact their child's teacher, which I did, to request classroom. And actually, I requested that I come and sit in the class before fall break. So technically, it was 4 weeks ago when I requested to come to the class when I spoke to her, and I told her I would, right? So technically, I was supposed to have a date 3 weeks ago of when I can come and
I
visit
found
in
out
the
about it
class.
today,
Okay.
And I'm telling you that we can, and it says a request, and then we will make an appointment to do that.
Okay. And when is my appointment? And I would like to spend the day.
We will
And I
talk
have
about
a work schedule.
Okay. On Friday when we meet, I'm not going to do that without the teacher. It's not fair to her to not be a part of that conversation. So
What?
when we
Oh, so
meet
so
on
so she
Friday-
could pretend to be sick that day? Miss Coffee, come on. I'm not
She
Miss
was-
Coffee. Seriously,
She was
seriously,
sick.
we grown adults here, and I understand. I do like transparency. I really do
And I
like
have tried to be as
transparency
transparent
as you can. I know, and
really
as you can.
I have told you everything I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I have given you everything I have. I have not in any way disrespected our relationship.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess maybe the
And I
teacher,
don't have
maybe
any
the
reason to
teacher.
lie to you about it. The teacher was sick.
Okay.
Now I could
And the
have called
teacher
you
saying,
that
and the
morning.
teacher saying that no, I didn't say that, and you know she did. Or Miss Lanza, and then of course you got my other email with Miss Lanza from last Friday. I was gonna wait till our meeting on Friday,
we will.
but since
We're
I was
gonna do that,
emailing
I
you
think.
about that, right? Your teachers are being very inappropriate with
And
my
I
child.
discussed that
And
with
again,
my
and that
teachers.
and that with the teachers, dealing with the teachers, I come to you. I email the teacher and I email you. Right.
And I've handled it every single time.
In my day at the class with Mariah, when I came to do a desk check, that was not to talk to her. That was to do a desk check for my child, right? I had already emailed her and said, I don't understand why you didn't communicate me. I had already given her written notice the night before that I didn't understand what her definition of respect. I reiterated that in person with her, right? But I had already had every conversation that I pretty much had with her that day. I had already emailed her that night when I was watching the video. So nothing was new, but I could tell that she was getting upset. And just like I talk like this and I talk fast and I talk very strong, I get that it can be a little bit intimidating to people sometimes. I get that, right? Which is why I stepped back when I seen that she was getting flushed and intimidated and said, hey, this is not about you, right?
And I don't believe.
So I haven't tried to have a bad
Let me-
relationship
I know.
with Miss
Let me
Burley.
finish. Let me finish. Perception is reality. I don't believe that your intention is to do anything but have Mariah's best interest at heart any more than
I need a
I
napkin because y'all upsetting me today.
have. It's right up there. any more than anybody else's intention is to do with their child. I want to support that. What I don't want is for anybody to feel like, and perception is right now, she feels as though you are attacking her and that you don't like her. And that is not going to put you in a good situation in that classroom, and it's not going to put her or Mariah. My job as the person I'm just here to make sure that
Guess what I'm like?
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
My job is to make sure that this is a successful, productive relationship for everybody. So I'm going to make some tough calls for everybody because I don't want this to go on any further. I don't want you upset. I don't want the teacher upset. I don't like that. I don't like, my insides are stressed. I feel some type of way today because I don't work well like this. I don't work well knowing that you're upset and you feel like you have to go outside of me to handle something. That's not how I operate. But I haven't even been given an opportunity to handle this between you and I. I thought when you left 2 Fridays ago, I thought we were in a good place.
I thought we were in a good place
So I'm
too.
not sure what happened because I've not changed my course other than to say we are running
Besides,
a
my
business.
child came home and said Miss Lanza told
And I
her
talked to Miss
and told
Lanza,
her
and I
that
said,
don't tell my mama don't tell your mama what I say. Why did you tell my mother what I said?
and I addressed it. Okay, but I'm going to respect the teacher's privacy just as much as I'm going to respect yours. So when you tell me something, I'm going to handle it. I'm not always going to tell you how I handle things.
I got you. That's
right?
perfectly fine.
Okay, so if you're going to
And I didn't ask
me,
you. I didn't ask you how you handle it.
you didn't, but when you get upset with me and you start you were kind of yelling at me a little bit in the email. I could feel your stress in the emails. I could feel it. I knew where it was going. I knew what was happening.
Yeah, that's an angry email. Because the first thing is I say, hey, come to visit the class today because I am trying to set my
But
presence for my
I
child
understand, but
in the
listen to me.
classroom.
When
And
you-
as a parent,
listen,
I have that
You
right.
do have that right. And
I
as a
have
principal,
that
I have the right
right.
to protect everybody else in the classroom. And when you email me and say, I am going to be here from 10 to 1, instead of saying, hey, Dr. Coffee, can we work together to figure out how to make this happen? It comes across as confrontational. Then I'm in a position to make sure that that's not what this is.
Guess what?
Listen.
If I have a right, that's not confrontational.
But the right is not to sit in a classroom for 3 hours. And
Yes, it
observe.
is.
No,
Yes, I
it's
have the
not.
right to observe.
Okay.
Mariah's on an IEP.
On
I have a right to
schedule.
observe.
You have a right
Essa,
to request.
I got the right to request.
You have
I've
the right to
and I've
request
requested it.
Okay. And never have I told you, no, you can't be in my building or you can't do anything. Or
Well,
I
technically, the first
would-
email you did actually did say
Because
that.
I didn't,
Yes.
which is why I immediately
It
followed
is why
up,
you
'cause I was
immediately did. Oh,
walking-
yes.
Let me finish, please.
Oh, I saw it.
I was literally walking down the hallway while I was texting you, and I was like, I did not finish everything I wanted to say. Within 30 seconds, I finished my email. I have never, not one time, have you brought me a concern since I got here, including last year when we decided that she no longer qualified for an IEP, and you said I want another meeting. I was 100% on your side and said we turned right around and retested her. I heard you as a parent. There's not been one time that I have not heard your request. It doesn't have to go from 0 to 1,000,000. We can handle it. But we can't handle it if you don't give me an opportunity to do what I do. You were out there and I don't think, and I know you said you get upset and you realize that your tone comes off a certain way. We don't operate on that tone. So when you're out there recording Miss Calhoun, how do you think that makes her? It's not creating a good relationship for us.
It's not great. It doesn't create a good relationship when I say, hey, I'm going to come sit in the class today. And it's no, you can't do that. And then there is a new policy. So understand, I was not the first one to jump off and say, oh, this isn't a good relationship, right? I made a request and then I got, oh no, now there's a new policy.
But it wasn't a
oh,
request.
now,
You
and now
told me
there's a
what you
new
were gonna
policy.
do. You didn't
That
request it. You told me what you were going to do.
Yes, I had already discussed it with the
Understand.
teacher. And the request says parents are welcome to directly contact their teacher. I have never had to contact a principal about coming to my child's classroom.
And the teacher, this is exactly what happened. The teacher comes to me because understand too, I am responsible for the safety of 700 children between myself and Miss Terrain in this building.
Mm-hmm.
There is not an adult that walks through this door that goes to a classroom that I don't know about.
Yes, if we have to sign in when we come in, I know that. And you get
and
a little,
if people are,
you get a little sticker.
if they're volunteering, if they're in classrooms, if they're doing something,
Mm-hmm.
I know about it. Because you know what goes through my mind?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who's walking in my building. And I could have a conversation with any person in here and they look as fine as they can be. And I don't know if they've got something in their back pocket. I'm going to know everything that happens in this building. That's
I'm
my
sorry,
job.
do y'all need to search my bag? Security
No,
officer,
I do not need to
You want to
search
say you
that.
want to search my bag, security
No,
officer?
nobody said that.
Because like I
Nobody
said,
that.
well, no, I'm just saying, because y'all said that, like, in the email, you said confrontational. Just because I speak my mind and I advocate for my child does not make me
But we can
confrontational.
speak our mind and advocate for our children and still be respectful of one another.
I was respectful to her. Because guess what? She
a-
knew.
Okay, listen to it now, because I really do want this to be positive, and I want Friday to be positive, and I'm speaking as an outside person looking in. Your body language does not feel non-confrontational, and she is trying her hardest to do a great job as a brand new teacher.
And that's fine. And that's
Okay,
great.
so then all I'm asking
And again, me coming to the classroom, and the whole thing about this, me coming to the classroom is not about her. It's really, and really, it was to help her. When I
understand
told
that.
her,
I
when I
get
came to
it.
that classroom that day, I said, I want you to see how my child act at home, because this is not how she acts. This is not how she acts. This little person, I've seen this person when I first got her. I know that person. And if you allow her to act like that, then she will act like that. But I've also communicated with you and asked you, has my child been disrespectful in class? So at this point, I will be here so she can see me in class. I had already discussed that with her. There was no question. There was no, oh, you need to contact Dr. Coffee about that. Right? And all this right here, and I'm going to tell you what this is. This is retaliation because I didn't like the fact that the three teachers got around my child and asked her, did your mama take something? Did your mama touch you? Where your mama going after this?
And
This is
I think-
retaliation. This looks like, let me turn my tone down.
please.
Security, am I getting too loud? If I get too loud, tell me to take it down to 5. Okay, cool beans. Thank
So
you.
this is what I want you to have an
pause.
opportunity to do. Listen,
Pause.
'cause
Wait,
I
let
hear
me
you.
finish. This
Go ahead.
looks like retaliation.
I hear you.
I can't come to the classroom. I can't be around there when actually y'all were the one, or they were the ones who violated my child first. And they keep continuing to violate my child. So what this looks like is retaliation, right? For me speaking up and contacting you about what your staff did. Because I didn't email Miss Lanza. I can't actually tell you what Miss Lanza looks like, besides she might be brown-headed and maybe short. Right? I don't know who Miss Ferver is. I'm not even sure how to spell her name. I have no idea what she looks like. I have communicated with you. I've CC'd my husband and the desegregation committee on all my emails, and some of them with Miss Finley on the communications that I have with y'all. At no point have I reached out to now one of those teachers, said anything to those teachers. Can't tell you what they look like. My thing has always been being appropriate with my child in the classroom and then trying to make her be successful.
So here's what I'm saying.
So I get y'all in perception, but we already have perception about.
Yes, hello. Give me just a second, please.
We have plenty of perceptions for angry
So
black women
here's-
already. And I don't mind if you got one. I don't care if you get that. That's perfectly fine. But as far as what my child do, your job is to educate my child. That is what her job is to do. My child is to go in there and learn and behave. And if my child ain't doing it, then I'm going to be there to put a side note so she can see me out the corner of her eye that this is what I need to be doing. Right? And guess what? And I wouldn't have to necessarily do this if the teacher was communicating with me in the first place, right? Because we don't get notifications. I text her and say, I will not remind. I remind and say, hey, I'm checking Mariah out for therapy. She go, oh, by the way, she told somebody this. Mason comes to the open house. I couldn't make it. And it's by the way, Mariah did this, right? Right? And then I text for ACAP and I ready scores. And it's, by the way, Mariah spent the day in ISS. Right? Rightly, I should have been known about Bloom first thing in the morning if she's going to spend the day in ISS. So rightly, had the communication been there with her, I wouldn't have to come sit in the class. We could have avoided all this, but again, no. So understand, nobody tell me I'm confrontational or that I started off like this, because I didn't, because I reached out. I have tried. I've been doing this for 3 months, right? So can't nobody come and tell me y'all want to look at the results of what I'm doing while I'm standing here with a hard tone, right? But I've been nice for 3 months. So it's not fair for you to come say, oh, no, you can't do this. Oh, you confrontational. Oh, they scared of you. I've been nice for 3 months. I've been trying to communicate for 3 months.
I know you. I know. Soak it all in. Soak it all in.
I want to repair whatever is broken because it's October and we have until May.
Maybe.
I respect you. I also respect Mariah, and I also respect the teachers. I'm going to follow policy and procedure, whether it was you or anybody else. If we're going to go in and do a classroom observation, I have to think about the 20-something other kids that are in the room and their parents and who their parents want in the classroom as well. I'm even careful about who's volunteering in the room and what they're doing when they're volunteering, because they don't need to be touching things that are not. They don't need to be looking at students' work or filing papers or anything like that, because it's not their business. I want to make sure that the relationship that we build with Ms. Fairley from here on out is positive for you and it's positive for her, because ultimately that's what's best for Mariah. You have some valid concerns and some valid questions, and you have every right as a parent for those to be responded to. I want to be there because I want to make sure that I am not getting any information secondhand from anybody, that I know everything for myself. I know what you said, I know what she said, I know you're getting what you asked
I have no
for.
intent of having any conversations with her.
Well, we're meeting on Friday morning. We have a parent.
I'm talking about while observing in the classroom.
I know
Again,
that. I know that.
y'all
But
keep y'all keep putting me in this situation where it's supposed to be me and Miss Burley. I'm not coming to the classroom to observe Miss Burley. I'm
understand
coming to
that.
observe my child in the classroom, and y'all keep putting it on like this is something between
It's
me and
not,
Burley,
no.
and it's not. Yes, it
I'm
is.
telling you how she feels. As you're sitting here telling me how you feel, and I leave here and I communicate with her how you feel, I'm still in the middle trying to explain to you how she feels. I'm just trying to make sure that we understand, because the relationship needs to be repaired. I don't want to put you in a position where we go to the classroom and you're sitting in there visiting and she is not clear on what the objective is or where you're coming from, because it's going to make her uneasy. She's already uneasy. That's not fair to her any more than it's fair that I'm not going to put anybody in that situation. I hear everything you're saying. I respect everything that you're saying. I'm asking you to give me until Friday so we can all sit down.
Okay, I still want my. What'd you say? 11:20 today. We're supposed to be observing in the classroom.
We can. It'll be a pop-in because I've got another meeting.
Okay, let's do our 10 minutes.